if you're not working at a Hobby Lobby and you're intoxicated, then you're going to get arrested.
Sure.
Like everyone who works there is intoxicated, but this guy.
Yeah.
Right, why didn't he punch in?
Stick around, make a sound, there's more Dumb People Town.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Kids are always learning and growing, but as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity.
That's a great point, Jay. What's something you'd like to learn? Gardening, a new language, or maybe how to finally beat your best friend in bowling? That's a great thing to learn. Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because of your back-to-school era. That can come at any age.
Yep. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/DPT today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/DPT.
Okay, I'll do the beginning. Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population U.
Population-cation.
Population-cation. Wait, how is that not a podcast? Population-cation.
My next album.
Cation Nation. Cation Nation.
Welcome to town.
Jackie Cation.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thanks for having me in your town.
I can't believe we have to do this podcast in the middle of us talking.
We pulled Jackie Cation out of the dork forest. And we brought her into Dumb People Town, right?
Here
I mean,
it
I
is.
feel like they're kind of semi-adjacent, right?
They are, because, well, except for you guys discuss, like, current events or something. Like
No, not even.
Dum-Dums
Not
in
even.
real?
Dumb. It's
In
news
real
stories
time?
of dumb.
Yeah.
We take
From anywhere.
our fans send us like great stories. Here's how you do it. We haven't said this in a while.
It's probably good.
You can go on X. I know how we feel about
Twix.
X, but Twix, and you just at Sklar Brothers, at Daniel Van Kirk, #Dumb People Town. That tells us like an order, and we just go latest. And it's so funny. We've jumped around so much, and we try and find stories that, as you kind of see, that like have a lot of details, have good quotes and whatnot. Some of those stories that are there will make it into our Patreon, which I highly recommend you join our
$25 a month.
Patreon. Yeah, it's
You
simple.
guys surprised that leopard bit off that guy's face?
Didn't see that.
It's no, it's just a song.
Oh, sorry.
I got TikTok. That was
Okay.
just a very popular.
What about?
And I'm quoting it wrong. So let me be young in other ways.
I'm like,
What?
is that Chimp Crazy? Are you talking about Chimp Crazy? Have you watched Chimp Crazy?
No.
Zero desire. Absolute zero.
I mean,
I saw a
it's-
tweet today or
it's
Instagram
unreal.
or something where somebody said
It's unreal.
they hope it gets made into a feature film so Jennifer Coolidge can win an Oscar. But
She would.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she would.
Playing this woman?
Oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah.
she would. Although
the best is the
Chloe
woman-
Feynman's
I'm
doing
just,
a great.
I'm just, I'm just animal
so
sensitive.
Crazy Woman. It's all about just and then we'll get into a
Go
story.
I mean, come on.
It's
tell us.
all about, in the same way Tiger King was like
Okay.
Which I
crazy
could
people
barely
with huge
take.
holes in their lives,
Trying to
filling
fill
them
it with
with
an animal.
exotic animals. This is much deeper because this is really about mostly women, although some guys who have families and have kids, but love
chimpanzees.
chimps so much because a chimp as a baby is like the cutest thing in the world. You put it in clothes, put it in overalls,
Sure.
and whatever, and it like again loves you and the love
Needs
that
you.
a chimp needs you, and then
This
they
is-
grow into killing machines.
Right, they will bite off your face.
200 pound. Oh yeah, but the people have the women have the connection, and people have the connection to the in a way that they don't love their family.
They say, I love this more than my kids.
Oh, yeah.
And then what's crazy is
Right.
that the chimps they still have a connection to these people. The problem is they're killing machines, so they keep them in these like cages, which is essentially like keeping them in prison because
Right.
they can't let them out because they would murder them. So
Right.
They're being responsible, but it's not good for the thing. And so then, like, PETA wants to
Who's
come along.
happy? Yeah, who's happy
PETA
about
wants
that?
to come
Nobody.
along and put them in this, like, beautiful, like, not enclosed, like, reserve.
outdoor reserve.
Outdoor,
Yeah.
a bunch of
Right.
different islands,
Right.
like they're just
Like
running
the
around.
fanciest zoo.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like really
Dream
other,
scenario.
and they're like, they don't want to go there. They want to sit and eat McNuggets. I'm like, no, they don't.
And they're like,
No monkey, has
feeding
no
them like
chimp.
Mountain Dew through the thing, and you're like,
Guys,
please
I-
don't do this.
Oh my God, no chimp has ever wanted to eat
Wow.
McNuggets.
Labor Day weekend, I did the Crosstown Comedy Festival. Shout out Crosstown Comedy. You guys should do it.
Dan, I was wondering
Phenomenal.
what that shirt was.
Yeah, phenomenal festival.
Is that across now?
Yeah. So well, they say that because it goes across the river, so it's in Kentucky and Ohio.
Amazing.
The festival.
Oh, okay.
They have two
Love-
great venues
love
there.
that.
Yeah. Sean and Wayne, who run that, are awesome. But I ended up at the after party in this amazing
Home
it's this
zoo.
Great, no, it's this great club. There was one of the clubs that they have it at, and then downstairs, like straight up 1970s basement lounge, but not by design. Like just it's always
is
been
what it
that
was.
way.
It's
Yes.
It's just Elvis's house.
Yes, it's
Okay.
amazing. So that's where the after party was
Yeah.
downstairs. I end up talking to this newer comic, and somehow we get on the topic of zoos. It's one of the first bits I ever wrote that I could never figure out,
Okay.
I love
which
it.
is how much I hate zoos. And I unloaded all of it,
Oh,
right?
God,
all
Dan,
of it about
Dan, went off.
yes, yeah, about just people. People in Pittsburgh were too stupid to believe in what a zebra was, so they had to go get one, and like it's antiquated.
No,
like
this is
now
what it
it's-
is.
The zoo is our phone.
Right.
I get done, and I kind of wrap up my screaming, and he goes, "I work at the zoo in Cincinnati." And I was
Oh,
like,
Dan.
And I was like, "Well, you can quit whenever you want, buddy."
Oh, God,
but I
Dan.
went through my whole thing. What are the odds that the guy works at the zoo? And he was very
Right.
chill. I think he works in security there, but he was very chill about it. But I was like, "Yeah, I just fucking
LA Zoo, saddest zoo I've ever been to in
Been
my
there.
life.
It's
Just
awful.
talk about chimps.
Near
I
my
thought they
house.
were going to kill themselves, and
They probably want to.
I
They're not
but
happy.
the best visit to the zoo I ever had was had a friend who worked at the zoo.
Yeah.
and we had a little golf cart and we got to go around and we got to feed the hippos. And you know what a hippo likes?
giant-
Waldorf salad.
What? I thought
Yeah.
like a watermelon.
Yeah,
you
I've
could throw it
seen
in
that
there.
as
You
well.
could do that too, but it was cabbage and apples.
And it's
no
like hungry
nuts.
hippo.
Yeah.
So the mouth is open and you're just throwing a whole
Yep.
thing of cabbage in
Yep,
there.
and
Talk about something that can kill you.
and my
God.
she was like, "Don't fall in the hippo enclosure
Right.
because you'll die, and
Instantly.
I can't help you because I would die."
Right.
Right.
Nobody
So-
can have
It's like
you're
a
gone.
riptide.
Yeah.
You just
Right.
we gotta let
We
you
just
go.
gotta let you go. Good luck.
There goes Jackie. There goes Jackie.
Right.
She
so
gone.
and then of course we were surrounded by like a bunch of kids who were like, "Well, can I feed the hippo?" And I'm like, "Yeah, maybe you got to get to know somebody, kid." Sorry.
Isn't it great when you can tell other kids no? Kids of other parents, no, you can't feed it.
you can't.
Do you know someone? Did you show up here on a golf cart with somebody who works here? Then you don't touch the
Pronounce
cabbage.
this word, cronyism. You got that? You got it? Come on, you got
So
this.
I went to the LA Zoo with my daughter, and the best. This is when I realized that my daughter understood comedy. She was pretty young, but like,
That's the one to.
but I started doing a bit where we walked by this enclosure, and there was just a person sweeping up. And I was like, "Look at the American woman, like in her mid-40s, like." And I just said,
Attenborough.
like, with a haircut of this,
Oh,
that, and the
right,
other.
right.
And I start describing her in her natural habitat, using tools. They've learned how to use tools. And my daughter started laughing as I was
Yeah.
describing her as like an animal because I was doing it the rest of the other parts of the zoo. And I'm like, maybe this tells me that this is the best moment that we're at the zoo is us
Yeah.
seeing
Oh,
a
right.
human clean up an empty enclosure.
Right.
I'm like,
Make fun of it.
and making fun of it. I'm like, if that's the highlight, then we don't need to come
Did you ever
to the
go
zoo.
to the zoo that's attached essentially to the Disney World?
Animal Kingdom?
Yes,
Animal
yes.
Kingdom.
I've been to
We
Animal
stayed- We
Kingdom.
stayed at
Yeah.
that hotel.
Okay.
So we did like
Animal
E-
Kingdom
ESPN
is
the weekend.
phenomenal,
Amazing.
and it's
Oh, yeah.
more of a refuge than
Yeah,
a
I'm like, oh, here's
zoo.
a giraffe like walking up to our hotel.
Again, not a
but
full
as per usual
for
with
that.
Disney, like the experience is just inclusive.
Yeah.
Where you go in and you're like, "Oh, I actually." We get a little news about Uganda. Thank you
Yeah,
very
yeah,
much.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, there's orangutans or whatever the hell is
There were
in.
giraffes. And nobody's
outside of
happy.
our
All right,
Yeah.
let's jump into a story.
Ready?
Shall we? Let's. I love
Okay,
this.
here we go. This is sent in by Carlene
Nice
McDermott
preamble, by the way.
at Shebe Carlene.
Love her.
Homeowner says stranger left car in his driveway near airport.
This guy didn't want to pay for parking.
I mean, look,
This is a wild.
all of us have been late getting to a flight. You're like, if I just park it here,
And deal with this later.
Right.
But
Deal with
the-
it later.
I'm gonna
But the
kick
balls-
these consequences down the
the
road.
balls
Right.
to put it in someone's driveway.
In a driveway, not just on the street.
Dan, let me ask you: is there a picture?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the only way that I think it is remotely okay. It's a long driveway or just a normal sized driveway, and you go in the back all the way to the side. So you're not
You're like,
blocking
you're
anyone.
trying to get out of your way, but can I just keep this here for just? I'll be back in
I'll be
4
back
days.
in a week.
I swear to
But
God.
if you lived near an airport and you saw a car in your driveway that is not yours, me personally,
Would you immediately
I'm
think
going
it's a
one or two
traveler?
things: either huge asshole
Yeah,
or huge emergency, possibly both.
right.
What about? I went body in the trunk.
Oh
yeah, check. Pop the seat.
They are
Listen
very
for-
bad at dumping a
Right.
car. Then, if
Listen
that's
for-
like,
yeah.
pull into this residential. We want this body found immediately by people who have nothing to do with this crime.
Thump, thump, thump.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Oh my God.
Also, they tell you a little bit about where this guy's mind is and what he's dealing with in the first 3 lines. Remember, title or headline is homeowner says stranger left car in his driveway near
Yeah.
airport. Here's how the article starts. A frustrated father So he's already like, I got enough going on with these kids.
You're gonna now leave a car.
Because that doesn't have anything to do with somebody else's car being in your driveway.
Yeah.
Dead body in the back? I don't know if there is a dead body.
A frustrated father has spoken of his anger at finding a stranger's car parked on his driveway.
Yep.
Zacharias Haley, who lives with his wife and two children.
I would just say, and I don't want to give him any notes on his name. Flip it. Flip him. Haley Zacharias.
Oh, that actually works.
That
I'm like,
does
oh, you're
actually
Greek.
He lives with his wife and two children in Woodhouse Park, Wythenshawe, I think, South Manchester. Said he had to wait for the mystery driver to return. I'm going to show you the photo.
Wait.
This is what
That was
I'm
very
slashing
nice.
the tires. I'm doing a
Wait,
million.
I would
don't
call
you get it-
AAA.
right,
You
get it
just get that
towed.
towed.
This is what he walked out to.
Whoa.
You can't even walk around that car.
Oh, no.
Dude.
That has blocked
That
all
is
access
so uncool.
to
That is
your house
completely
and driveway.
Can I tell a quick?
Yes.
So,
Please.
one of my very best friends, I think we all know her
Me?
and love her,
Okay.
Maria Bamford,
Yes.
Love her.
was so late for her flight that she just pulled up
To
and
the
left
airport.
it at the airport at LAX and just left it
Wh-
No.
At the
at the curb,
curb.
where you're not supposed to leave
I mean,
it
if
at the
you're
curb.
if you say to yourself, "This is worth
$1,000.
$300 to $500, $1,000," they're gonna take care of it for you.
Well, it depends how long you're gone for, because now parking at the thing is
It's
so
like $1,000
expensive if you're
for
gone for
3
10 days.
it might be
you know it's-
comparable.
right?
At least you know it's safe.
Right. And then her flight was delayed, so she
Oh my god!
could have parked. But she said she came back and it was only $300 or $500. And here's another parking story. And I think, is it Nick Thune?
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be Thune.
Yeah, Nicholas.
It isn't Kroll. Whatever.
This already feels like a Thune story.
It's a Thune story. Thune tells me he's like, he has decided to park wherever he wants in Los Angeles for a year to see what
See how many tickets he'll get.
And
I
he's-
think about
and-
this all the time.
Right, and not like in front of a fire
Yeah,
hydrant,
right,
just
right.
like sort of
Like 1 hour parking,
1
you
hour
leave it for
parking,
Or on a street that says permit only
right,
or stuff like
or
that.
you're the back of the car's on a red.
Yes.
You're just like, I don't have time for this.
Yes.
So, and at the end of the year,
How
gonna
many
add it
tickets
up.
did he have?
$600. He said,
He's
if
up.
I had been told that I could park anywhere I wanted in Los Angeles for $600 a year, you know that I would pay.
Think
that
of how
money.
much parking. Think of how much valet.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
how much you pay for parking.
Right.
So that's 50
something a
But
month.
the stress
$50 a
Maria
month.
must have been experienced. We've
Right.
all been there.
We've all been there. I've thought of it. I was like, well, she did it, and Nick Thune just parks where, and so I have done it. Not quite that consciously.
Well,
but
so right after this,
Did
is
you?
great.
How much did you have to pay? I mean,
I've yet to get a ticket. We're
Knock
in
on-
month 9.
oh my
So-
God!
Right.
So like this is September or this is
Yeah.
maybe October 2001. So after September 11th. Sure.
Okay.
I had left something at the airport, okay? And they found it at the Lost and Found
Nice.
at the Long Beach airport, I think it was.
Oh
and
my
so I
Wow.
So you have to
You
move
might
to
as well
Long
say
Beach.
I had to fly to Dubai.
yeah,
right. So
this
now
is
I
crazy. So
now
I
live in San
I
Pedro.
I parked my car at the drop off for where people drop off,
Okay.
thinking like, oh, there'll be a lot of hubbub and whatever, and I'll just run in and grab this and come back. I don't need to go pay for parking and walk a mile
Yeah.
to get there. So I leave my car.
Hazards
at the
on or
airport,
no?
hazards on.
Okay.
But leave a car.
Yeah.
Like right after 9/11.
Terrible
Oh,
idea.
At the
Terrible
airport.
idea.
I come in, I grab my thing. I'm in there for like 40 seconds. I come out there like 5 security cops around this thing, and they're
Wow.
like, "What the fuck did you do?"
Yeah, because they see.
Why in the world would you do this? And I was like, my CDs. They didn't think that was
CDs. All right, so like
That's so
this
funny.
guy, and of course,
Is
it's
blocking the
of
full
course It's a
driveway.
Range Rover or Land
That's
Rover.
too tight.
Range Rover,
That's
you're right.
completely insane.
So he believes, that's the father, the frustrated father. He believes the rogue vehicle belonged to a holidaymaker flying out from nearby Manchester Airport, where parking is a premium.
So is a Range Rover.
On Thursday
It's
morning-
also a premium.
He likes to force his things into small spaces.
Tow it. You get it towed.
On Thursday
Right.
morning last
Immediately.
week, he stepped outside to find the gray Range Rover parked in the driveway at the side of his home.
I mean, the audacity.
It's real gutsy stuff, man.
It's
Mr.
not
Haley
life or
Hale.
death, but
Could
it
be
is
Hale.
such a jerky
It's
move.
just so thoughtless.
Yeah.
right.
It's just literally I'm
dumb.
allowed.
Well, he's a lecturer in engineering.
Oh,
right?
the guy
Wait,
who
he's a
parked the car.
professor?
Yeah.
The guy who parked the car.
No.
No,
The
the guy who's
frustrated.
Frustrated
Oh,
father.
the frustrated
Yeah,
father of two.
Mr.
Why don't you
Haley or
figure out
Hale.
how we can engineer this car off your driveway?
He said, "quote Someone without my permission had put the car there, and they didn't care.
no.
I
he's
just
not
went
wrong.
out, and it was
He's
there.
not wrong.
You want to see this guy, the
Yeah.
lecturer?
The lecture.
Oh,
He's
that-
like
homeowner?
Is he everything you would think a British lecturer would be?
a little bit, but he's also like friendly,
Okay.
and at the same time, you're like, this guy's.
He could kill somebody.
I don't know if a kill, but he's a little bit of a card, maybe.
Oh yeah, this guy.
It's an odd little stance.
It's like, hey,
a
should I
Key and Peele character.
Should I? Should I?
He looks completely. He looks
Should I
like
s-
a nice man.
Right.
I know.
First of all,
Yeah.
But you could also see him being like completely frustrated, like
Super
so
stern.
bewildered.
Stern.
Yes.
He looks a little stern.
Yes.
It's like there are a lot of people that he said this phrase before. Don't tell me my business.
I tell you, Mom.
I'll tell you how
I
it's
feel.
gonna go.
I tell you how I feel.
It's did you hear, George? I read it, but when Tim Walz said that when he coached football, they went to the final whistle. That was the one line in his speech that I pulled out because I was like, "Oh, you're that coach."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to the final whistle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you could be a bit of a hard ass, my
Oh yeah,
friend.
no, he's
No,
gonna
for
get
sure.
This guy might be.
This
a
guy
hard
might go to the
This
final
guy,
whistle.
Yes.
This guy feels like he's very stern. He's like, "No, papers were due at 4 p.m. It is now 4:30."
This could be a great Steven Seagal movie.
Mr.
You parked
Hale,
in the wrong
or Haley,
driveway.
called the police, who
Sure.
said it was not a criminal offense and there was nothing they could do
What? That's a
as,
classic.
lose my
as his
shit.
car, which he had parked on the road, was not being blocked in.
Oh.
Wow.
But isn't that trespassing?
Well, first of
all, here's what I would do.
all, it is
Manchester,
good.
what's going on?
I am glad that he's. I'm glad. Now, what I would do
okay.
is I would
Pull your car in.
pull
and
my
block
car
that.
and block him in and never let him out. I would Uber everywhere, and I'd be like, "This is where it is.
This is where we talk.
you can't get this
Oh,
out."
I'd slash the tires and break the windows.
But see, that's the thing is, one, that person knows where you live. So
No,
when's
but
it
just
gonna
like, I
end?
didn't do it.
I didn't
No,
do
I
it.
think the cops would come back and actually charge you.
Yes.
I didn't do it.
But there is that urge of like, how
was in a rough
badly do you
neighborhood.
want to like key this car, or like leave your keys hanging out of your pocket and just walk alongside it?
it's
for a
not
while?
hard to poke a couple.
But don't you ever get a
knife
deal where
holes
you
in
get
there.
into like a parking situation, something like the old Seinfeld episode, and then you're like, well, if I park here, this asshole now knows which car is mine. Like I get in my head about that stuff.
Hammer one
It's
nail.
a
in
lot
there.
of trust.
Guys,
It's a lot
you
of
got
trust to
one
think
little
that.
knife. One little knife.
No,
cut
a
The
nail, you hammer
Seinfeld
one nail.
spec that I wrote.
Yeah.
You guys, it's George had a big belt buckle.
Oh God.
Anyway,
yeah.
it's good
What do you do
writing.
with a big
Sure
belt
it
buckle?
is.
What are you doing? You're not Texas.
The unwanted vehicle had
Jerry.
restricted easy access to the garden and their bins. So that
You
garbage
couldn't get the
needed to go
bins
out.
out.
Yes.
Yeah. So if a little bit of garbage juice falls inside of the
Oh my
Land
God!
Rover,
I don't know
then-
what I would have. I would have paid for a tow truck.
right,
I think.
I'm
Right.
gonna ask you guys.
and then deliver the bill to the
how
guy.
long? We have a little bit more after this.
Oh, right.
But how long do you think the car was in the driveway?
Ooh. What?
I'm gonna say a week.
Well,
A
okay.
week. 1
I would-
week.
Jackie,
7 days.
I would say
if this
4
happened
days.
to you,
How long would I tolerate it?
right? Like how? What would? Where's your breaking point, Jackie Cation?
Minute 45.
I know. Same.
I mean, I don't
Same,
know.
I'm the same
I mean,
way.
I don't know. I would have been like,
I'm talking about
what's
bashing his windows.
I mean, it.
One day, and you're like,
Are you going with one?
oh, I think it was there for like 3 days.
Okay, you said
I
4?
think 4. Yeah.
Okay. One of you is exactly right.
I'm staying at
Now,
3.
do you want to change your answer to somebody
gonna-
else's answer
I'm
or
staying
stay
at
with
Hey,
4.
yourself?
staying at
Okay.
7.
Full week.
Full week.
Mr. Haley said, I was very angry, but I resisted doing anything to the car. Just, I didn't feel right about it. The car was there for 4 days.
Oh,
The car stayed in place for the
Nation.
entire weekend.
It's a long weekend.
Oh, that is a long weekend.
But it was gone when Mr. Haley got up on Monday morning.
So the guy got away with nothing.
right.
So now,
Success.
if you are this professor,
Yes.
you
Haley.
build a little gate at the front of your, you know what I mean?
Right.
At the front of
Something.
your
Right.
driveway.
A gate?
Something.
I will say this. My husband, yes. Someone married me. Thank you very much. Very pleased.
She's a kept woman.
Exactly. Very gorgeous. He goes to like the neighborhood meetings.
No, he does not.
Andy
he
does
does.
not. Why?
Andy Ashcraft. First of all,
Goes
when-
to neighborhood meetings.
he goes to neighborhood meetings and he knows
To
all of
fuck
our
with
neighbors.
people?
No.
Oh.
He
true about new
when he
zoning?
walks the dogs, he brings an extra bag to pick up garbage.
I love
I
that.
there's
All right. Call that.
sainthood.
So you know, like when people do like put spells on people, that's like witchcraft. What you're talking about should just be called ashcraft. His whole oeuvre of stuff is like it's ashcraft. He's doing full ashcraft.
I'm all for getting on the neighbors. All right, wait. I have actually a borderline neighborhood dispute that affects me that I would love to get your guys' opinion on.
okay.
So about a month and a half ago, my neighbor, who has guns, I know, also is like sort of this like, he's just like an old school real estate agent in the neighborhood and all this stuff. He lives above. I was walking the dog we were watching, and it was night, and he approached me and this other person I was talking to, and he was like, hey, would it be possible for me to trim the top of these bamboo trees near your house so that for my view? And I was like, yeah, I guess it put me in a weird position because if I say no, then I'm like the person on an airplane who's like, can I switch seats with you so I can sit with my so-and-so? And you say no, and then that person's then sitting next to you for the whole time. I want to be neighborly. I want to be nice. I was like, yeah, I guess if you trim the tops, that wouldn't be a bad thing. I just said yes. I probably should have said, I'm going to come home and discuss it with my wife and we'll figure it out.
And
but
let her say no.
I also didn't want to make her seem like the bad guy saying no. So I just said,
I always tell Andy to throw me under the bus.
well,
right?
I should have.
I'm
I
like-
should have thrown someone under the. So
I'm not out there with two poop bags.
Stupidly,
yes.
I said, yeah, I think if you trim the tops, it won't be bad. Because in my mind, he's just going to take the very tops of the trees off of this area. And then I'm like, I didn't ask him when he was going to do it or whatever.
And you didn't tell your wife.
And I didn't tell my wife. So
Stupid.
because I forgot about it. It was like
Right.
such a tiny little thing. And I was like, I'm sure he'll come back and be like, hey, these guys are coming
right,
to
you
trim
should have
the tree.
negotiated how much.
Well, I thought he was going to
But it was going to be normal. You thought it was all just going to
I
be.
thought it was going to be normal, and I also thought they would come over at
so
some point and
sorry.
be like, this is the day we're going to cut the trees
Oh, no.
next Wednesday, and let's talk about where we're going to
Yeah.
cut them and all that stuff. I thought that was all coming. So
Nope.
I'm at a golf tournament with my daughter, and I get a call, and my wife FaceTimes, and she's like, they're cutting our trees. Someone's cutting our trees. They're cutting trees, and they're falling into our yard, and they've cut 25 feet off our trees from the top. And now they're like shitty and low, and it looks like shit. And so she got the number of the guy. She's like, you got to stop to these people because they were going to cut other trees. She's like, why are they doing this? And I'm like, I may have told them they could cut the
Yeah,
top
yeah.
of the tree.
Why you
So
always got to tell them when it
I
happens.
should have said it, but I was like, I didn't tell them to do this.
Right.
No
right.
way. There's no world where I would tell them to do this.
And maybe he didn't tell him to do this, but just
so
the tree
he was
people are
gone.
like-
He was in Hawaii.
right. The tree people are like,
So
let's just
she
chop-
FaceTime. No, what he did was he got regular people who aren't tree people. He got his gardeners
Oh, no.
who don't have like 29-foot ladders, so they probably could only go up like 15 feet. So they went to the top of their ladders and just hacked the trees. But like it looks like shit. So I'm in this
Wow.
situation now where I'm like, I got to now go to this guy who I did say you could cut the tops of the trees,
Right.
but
gun in hand.
But he didn't think.
and he has guns, and
Right. Well,
he
here's the
did
thing
say
about-
they should stop.
Right. Real estate. Here's my opinion
It's
about real estate.
crazy.
people.
Now I'm in a fight with
Is
this
there?
person.
It's sort of a contract worker in HR.
Yeah.
Have you ever met a real estate people? They always smile too much, and it just makes me want to
No,
drown.
this guy did. He
So-
does smile when he's like, "We'll deal with it." And I'm like, "So I'm going to ask for money from this, right? I got to ask for money for this
Right.
person to plant new trees."
Well,
Like,
and did
he
his
fucked
gardener
it.
clean your side of the?
Yeah, they did
yard
clean our
too?
side, but now I'm like, "You fucked our view up."
Right.
That's our view. Is out these trees.
Right.
So now it's like we have to deal with this guy, but I got to ask for money, right? He's got to
Right.
deal with it.
Well,
I don't know.
what are you going to use
I
the
don't know
money
either.
for?
I don't know.
money
I-
for new trees. He's got to plant
I
new
don't know.
trees.
I think you. First of all,
Wait,
tree-
won't they grow up again?
Yes,
No,
they will grow back.
Bamboo
You're wrong.
does not
You're
grow
wrong.
up. It grows from the ground. You're wrong.
You're
I
wrong.
researched it.
You're wrong.
I researched it. The ones that he cut will never grow again.
That's not true. You're wrong.
Google it. Google it right
Well,
now.
stay tuned.
Stay
Dumb
tuned.
People
I'm
Town.
genuinely perplexed.
Are you really?
I
All right,
don't know
we'll
which-
give
I
an
don't know
update.
which
We'll give an
one.
You know
update
what
at
we
some
should
point.
do?
You research it, and that
All
story.
right.
No, okay, are we
No,
good? Okay,
not
great.
even.
Okay, great.
So the car stays placed for the entire weekend. Guy leaves on Monday. Rogue parking companies who operate in the area are suspected to be behind the rogue vehicle in the driveway.
Oh.
So this guy put it somewhere else, and
This
the
is a
parking company put
crapshoot
it there.
of
Yes.
some company.
Yes.
So you can't even
Okay.
blame the
He doesn't
guy.
even know, which is another good reason to not go breaking all the windows. Although it would be on the ownership, or it would be
Oh,
on the
the
parking
parking.
company to
right,
have
the
to pay
valet.
for it.
He was just like, because he went to Wally Park,
Yeah,
and Wally Park was
said,
full.
We'll put it
And
by
they're
a
like-
Wally. We'll put it by this guy's Wally over here.
Mr. Haley said, a lady who was out front when it was left told me the driver was wearing a high visibility jacket, so I do believe it was one of those companies. My worry now is that because I couldn't do anything about it, it'll happen again.
Yes.
Right. He's got to put a gate up.
Also, I
was
love
my
the
guess.
tires.
No, but also I love
Then they
that-
can't get it out.
I love that they chose his and not like a neighbor.
Well, and it just so happened, though, that his car wasn't in his drive, which is what, remember,
Right.
the cops were like, you're
kind
parked on
of
the street.
unbelievable.
Yes.
Right.
So his life is unaffected except for this dumb car in the middle.
Well, and it could 4 days, couldn't get the trash out. I don't know if the bins needed to go out. But if somebody's gone longer
One
than
week.
a weekend.
We've all been there one
I've
week.
just Googled this, by the way. When cutting
Bamboo trees.
When cutting bamboo trees at the top of the cane, it will not regrow, but simply produce new leaves to provide enough energy for its expansive root system.
Man.
Done. They're dead. They're done.
I don't know. You're
Now you do have to ask him for new.
I do for
But
new
you
trees.
were dumb to say yes.
But you might
can
have
do
to
it.
go halvesy on it.
Yep, you might.
Still.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I know.
damn
Okay.
it, thank you.
So, and someone's going to have to dig up the existing trees.
Yeah, and take them out.
Yeah.
That's that. That
That
part's
is
on
quite
him.
a project.
He's gonna
That
have to
part's
pay for
definitely
that.
on him.
Maybe he can get his
Amen.
gardeners to do it. Right?
No, I don't trust them now.
There are rogue parking firms who claim they meet and greet, and they just park in our area. It's a violation of my private property. Agreed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can't do that.
High prices of official parking at Manchester Airport has led some homeowners to rent out their driveways to make money for themselves. Maybe they had the address wrong.
That
what
could happen
driveway was
too.
supposed to be
That could
rented.
That could happen
A
too.
Greater Manchester Police spokesman confirmed the matter was not a criminal offense. I still think that's wild.
That is
but
crazy.
said the homeowners could approach the council to take civil action. Manchester. So then do I own the car? Right?
No,
Right?
you-
No.
I know, of course, but I'm saying
No, I
my
think you
attitude
should-
is like, oh, cool,
so-
it's mine then.
So this is what I think would be fair. Whatever it costs to park at the Manchester thing,
Yeah, yeah,
Airport.
yeah.
they should pay you for that.
Right?
Agreed.
Right? You
Right.
get the fee.
And it's literally 100 pounds or
Right,
whatever.
that's
It's
Manchester
20
Airport.
bucks.
Manchester Airport's
Got
20,
in on
20
this.
pounds a day, maybe.
They said we categorically do not condone the practices of rogue operators, including those that
Thanks for
falsely imply
asking.
customers' cars will be parked in secure locations and whose activities blight surrounding communities. We work closely.
It's an English word, blight.
Yeah.
Put a blight on the community.
We work closely with Council Trading Standards teams and Greater Manchester Police over many years to combat this, and speak regularly with local councilors, probably your husband,
Right.
and residents
I was-
about their concerns.
I was going to tell you that every time he goes, he comes home and he goes, I am again. Whenever Andy comes from one of these meetings, he
Yeah.
always says, I am again convinced that if you could promise these people that no one else would park in front of their homes but them, they would give up all of the rest of their rights.
Right? Like,
God.
'Cause they
that's
have
all they care
cones.
about.
Yeah,
They
because they've
care.
got cones.
Cones, they've got
Right.
signs.
We had a neighbor once who put cones up, and Andy would park in between the cones. just
Like it
to
was like a
be-
parallel parking
yeah,
test.
Yeah.
yeah, just to be a douche.
So
was
what
like,
I would get, and this is what I
leave
think
Larry alone.
This is what I think people would respect, and you just put it up, and you get a bunch of different ones made, and it's not that expensive. Get the yellow production sign, turn
Okay.
it upside down, and just always have that in front of your house like a production is happening. Because people will be like, I don't want to park in front. There's a movie being shot here. There's something to be done.
We live in the Monopoly House in Van Nuys, right? So, but my mother-in-law moved in with us a little over 2 years ago.
Which is
and
just
we,
lovely.
Yeah, we're stacked like firewood. Anyway, so, but we hired our guy to put, so that she can walk out of, and it's just a ticky-tacky house, right? So it's the perfect house to get old in because there's 3 steps. So she
Perfect.
comes down, she goes out to the curb, and that's where her car is. And we got rid of the grass that's in between the walkway and the
Yep.
curb, and put like a half circle so that she could just walk in. She doesn't have to walk on grass or anything.
Right, great. Yeah.
And whenever anyone parks in that spot, I'm responsible for saying, I know it's completely legal.
There's an old person here who
Right,
needs
just-
to be
just
able to
so you
park.
know.
Yeah.
And my neighbor, whenever he ends up parking there and I pull up, he goes, I'm moving it. And I was like, it's okay, Ruck. You can do it. She's not leaving a lot.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But
She's
I
not-
reserve the right to say, can you
Old
move it?
Yeah.
person
Old
parking
person.
spot.
Ah, it's
Right.
It's the best
and
excuse.
we could just paint it blue.
Yeah.
You
And then-
actually
You could just paint it blue.
Though I did ask the guy if he could put a
should.
ramp, and he said, "Oh no, the city will get on us if we put an unsolicited ramp."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Okay,
Yeah, it's got to be the ADA
yeah,
regulations.
it's right. You got to talk to the people."
We'll be back
I
with
guess.
more neighborhood talk right after this.
That is story number one.
Story number one down in the
Car
books.
in your driveway. I would lose my
When we
mind.
come back, we
We're
will
going to
talk.
find out what Dan's doing. We're going to find out how you can support Jackie, go see her, go see shows, support her podcast, all that
all
Just
that
hand
stuff.
me a 20 when you see me.
Right? That's all we got to do.
20.
It's dumb people done. It's Cation Nation. It's Population Cation. We'll be right back right after this.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey, gang, welcome back to the show. Before
Welcome.
we get to the great Jackie Cation and what she has going on, how you can support her, listen to her podcast, see her live. Daniel, tell us what's going on so people can
Well,
see.
go to danielvankirk.com so that you can see everywhere that I am going to be. The first Wednesday of every month is my show Overshare here in LA at Bespoke LA. Come check that out. Comedians overshare. Audiences can write down their overshares. You get a free drink if you do that, or a bottle of water, whatever you want.
Great idea. Do you read the overshares of the
Yeah,
audience?
each comic starts out their set by reading an overshare.
I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Nice.
What a
Love it.
great idea.
Everybody does a little overshare. If
I would like to see Jackie Cation do that show.
yeah,
I could. I'm available.
I would love to have.
It's
you.
a Wednesday. You're
100%.
not on the road. It's wonderful.
Right. So
Yeah.
oftentimes there's no Wednesday gig. So
Yeah,
I'm in.
agreed.
This is
Yeah,
perfect.
there you go.
All right, I'll hit
perfect,
you up. I'd love to
perfect
have
day
you
to
on.
have it.
Mhm.
Good job.
And then
It's bespoke. but-
yeah,
so-
Bespoke
so-
LA. It's right next to Cantor's.
Oh, it's right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
The
awesome
bar
spot.
next to Cantor's?
No,
That's
it's,
the
no,
kibitz
it's
room.
like two
That's
buildings,
the kibitz
two
room.
buildings down.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
because
yeah.
the kibitz room is a place where you go to give up. That's just, you just call it.
You look in
It's
that
like, I'm
hard
just gonna-
reflection of
Gonna
life.
crawl into
Yeah,
a bottle and just sit
yeah.
at this bar forever.
There used to be a great show at Kibitz Room. Is there
Yeah.
still a
Yeah,
show
I
there?
remember that.
Yeah,
I mean, the Wallflowers used to play there. back in the
No
day.
way.
Really? The
Yes.
band?
Yes.
The Wallflowers?
Slash from Guns N' Roses played there.
It's crazy.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Kibitz
I love
Room.
that Kibitz Room.
All right.
So go to
Are you sure it's
danielvankirk.com.
Slash from Guns N' Roses, not Slash from nowhere else? There's only one Slash. If you
There are
just said
kids right now have been named Slash. Right now. There's
Yeah,
some
there's
11-year-old.
definitely a huge YouTuber.
Slash,
named
get down from there. Slash, get down.
Oh, or Cordell Stewart. So,
Check
DanielVanKirk.com. I'll be at the first week of October. I'm doing a show at the Lincoln Lodge. And then in November, I'm doing a show in Des Moines that first Saturday. The second Saturday, I am headlining the Flyover Comedy Festival. Sklar's are on that. They'll tell you when they do theirs, but you should come see us all that weekend. Everything is at DanielVanKirk.com.
Jackie Cation, Dork Forest, among others.
I'm on Podcast Dork Forest, 19th year starting.
Wow.
Incredible.
You're
I know.
amazing.
I got on the ground floor of something that makes very little money.
Sure.
Yep.
Please tune in.
I mean, we're in our 16th year.
Right, right.
So, yeah.
If you go to JackieCation.com, which, by the way, is also FamilyPetAncestry.com,
Yeah,
because I
that's
bought
right.
that and I
Yeah, I
pointed it
remember.
at JackieCation.com.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, you said this last time you
Genius.
were on.
Because
I
it's
love
funny.
it. That's
That is
so
hilarious.
funny.
Right. Did your cat come over on the Mayflower? You
out.
type in
You
Family
want to find
Pet
out the
Ancestry.
genealogy of this chimp that
Right.
you just bought?
Is your dog eligible to join the Dogs of the American Revolution?
Thank you.
FamilyPetAncestry.com. But yeah, in October and November, I am all over the East Coast, weirdly enough. Vermont, outside of Toronto,
Nice.
Portland, Maine.
Where are you performing in Portland, Maine?
It's called Empire Comedy Company Club.
Is it a good club up there?
First time, new club
Ooh, I can't
I want to
hear.
hear
Our
because
cousins just bought a house
in Maine.
right in the little island, like 12 to 15 minutes away from Portland, Maine.
Right.
So they're
I have
like,
a friend in Albany, New York, who has the cancer, and I wish to visit him. So I've been booking I can't get into fucking Albany.
Why?
So, well, because helium is
Yeah, okay.
short and doesn't like me. Anyway, see, that'll happen. Name calling.
wrong.
Okay, so but I can get close, and so then I can sort of
Yeah,
do
you
it.
can,
I
you can
yeah.
skedaddle
so
over there.
okay, so that's great.
But I want to hear about Portland, Maine, because
'Cause
if
maybe
the
we'll book it
club's
next
good, we'll
summer.
book a thing next summer. And just
Yeah, yeah.
do it.
Oh, I'm sure they'd love you.
Just
They-
goof
they
around
would-
up
yeah, Yeah.
there. Well, if
I'll
you have
send you
fun.
I'll send you the info.
Telling Sklar's
and are you
circling.
headlining all these shows?
Yep.
Or are you okay? That's great.
And I'm doing a bunch of stuff with. I opened for Marie Bamford and Brian Regan. So
Amazing.
time.
whenever they have a gig, but it's all at JackieCation.com.
And I'm assuming, certainly Maria's audience, because she knows that you are kind of part of her. Like, they probably just love you too,
Oh my
and
God,
are
it's-
psyched to see you as well. It's not just an opener; it's like oh my God, it's Jackie Cation as well.
It's a really good show with the Maria.
The two
and
of
I.
you guys
Right,
are like
because-
two of my favorites, like ever, ever, ever.
Right, and Maria's audience, I mean, one of my favorite things about opening for Maria is that you can genuinely talk about anything. You can work on any bit,
so much fun.
any story.
They're so
because
loving.
They're just like, what do you think is going to be funny about this?
We
And you're like,
trust you.
I don't know.
We trust you.
Right.
That's
completely.
so funny. Jackie, I mean, Jay and I have been fans of your stand-up for so long. Jay and I watched, I don't know if this came across our feed, Janine Garofalo on her set that she did on
the Dennis Miller
show. And
weird.
her cadence was so not what the audience like understood to
Or
be.
wanted any part of.
No,
but she
they
got
loved it.
laughs.
She
They
got
loved
like
it.
laughs and she got applause. Like they got her.
cool.
They understood what she was doing, and maybe that was just Dennis Miller at the time, engendering at the time a very smart audience.
A previous iteration of Dennis
Sure,
Miller, yes.
which is who he was on
Any
on-
number of
right on Update and whatnot. But I was like, oh, you know who else has like a really interesting cadence that isn't like da 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 da. It isn't like what you expect to be. Jackie Cation, and I'm like,
I thought you were going to say Maria. Okay.
No.
well, Maria, of course,
Right.
But Maria, I would consider her more like her. She weaves into and goes into characters in such a
Right.
seamless way. I think yours
So
is
great,
more like
yeah.
Jokes
Right.
real, not real jokes, but like hard jokes
Right.
mixed into stories.
But
Yep.
like again, the cadence is just awesome and unique, and I just
I have
haven't
to tell
seen
you
it.
that Janine Garofalo, I texted her I did a corporate for a gas station company out of Pennsylvania
God
Yeah,
bless
you
it.
did.
called Sheets.
Yeah.
Sheets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sheets.
And
Sheets
Sheets
gas
is
station.
amazing.
Yeah.
76,000 employees, and
Amazing.
if you work there more than 5 years, they give you 3 days at like a resort.
Yeah. It's like the East Coast quick trip.
It is amazing. And I did a corporate, and I had forgotten that corporates aren't supposed to be fun.
no,
Sure.
For
No,
me,
sure.
that's why they pay well.
right, yeah.
Right, that's what they're paying. It's
gonna be hard.
right, so
Sold to
I'm
the
in
devil.
like a Lutheran pancake breakfast room where there's giant circles of people, and everyone's 100 years old,
And they're
it's-
not facing you, and
right, and they're just in.
and
it's
you're like,
45
why do I
minutes.
have this cadence?
Right, and
Why
so-
can't I be da 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 da?
But what I love about Janine Garofalo is that I had my set list up there. I was like, I'm not gonna even kid with you people,
Right.
that this isn't distracting.
Right.
So I texted her and I said, I'd like to thank you
Yeah.
from my aging stand-up comedy heart.
Yeah.
That I just had my set list up there and you made it okay.
Yeah, that's right.
did.
What did she
Yes,
say?
she
What was
did.
her response?
She has not responded.
Oh, come on.
I
Janine,
know.
respond to the woman. All right, should we jump
She's
into
not
this?
listening.
Yeah, let's do the story.
Okay, and it's JackieCation.com is
Yes.
for all the stuff. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm everywhere.
Great.
That wherever you live, know in
You'll
your
be
heart.
there,
I'm going
except
to Florida
Albany.
for the first time.
Ooh.
Where?
It's called Beaches Comedy Club, another new comedy
Oh
club.
yeah, who? Someone
just heard about this
someone
place.
just told us
West
about that.
Coast.
Yeah, West Coast.
On the
Near
Gulf.
Naples, right? Or
No, it's
Higher.
probably, I think, higher.
Yeah, someone said it's really, really good. Someone said it was
but
really
it's
good.
brand
near
new.
Naples.
And they're no, because someone
I can Google
I
things.
texted him.
Oh, where is
and because somebody emailed me and
Where do you
said,
fly?
"Are you
Is it
ever?"
Tampa?
Why don't you tell us if bamboo grows there, Jason?
Yeah, Jake.
It will not
Jesus
grow.
Christ. All right, can I get into a story?
I would
please?
love it.
This story number 2 sent in by Carly McDermott. Another one
She-Be
at
Carlene.
She-Be Carlene. You ready for the headline? Here we go. Man who shot himself in his sleep after he was dreaming about being robbed is being charged by the police. Leave him alone.
Was it Mike Birbiglia?
I don't know.
Yeah, that is quite a night terror.
Damn.
Wait, say it again.
Man who shot himself in his sleep after he was dreaming about being robbed
Oh man.
is being charged by the police.
It's in Panama City.
Okay, it is in Panama City.
But that is.
Wait, so he shot himself
So he's a
It's like he was
sleepwalker.
sleepwalking,
Yeah.
sleep shooting.
He was sleep being robbed.
sleep being robbed.
Sleep vigilantism.
Thank
he
God
was sleep standing his ground.
Thank God he only thank God he only shot himself.
He looked
Right?
like a monster walking around with a CPAP
I'm thinking of-
machine, firing off rounds.
I'm thinking of making a bumper sticker that says "Suicide first, homicide
Where do you
after."
think he before? I agree. Before Randy says, "Where do you think he shot himself?" 'Cause I don't think you said it.
Oh, I didn't say where he shot himself.
It's got to be in the leg.
Where do you in the leg?
Got to be in the leg.
foot?
Your
Shot
foot?
himself in the foot.
I think he.
It'd be
I
crazy
don't-
if he was like, "Stop, man! Like, stop!" And he's shooting his own hand.
Just
Oh
like,
God.
Talk Talk to the hand.
Look, if you
Shoot
know
at
you
the hand.
sleepwalk at all, probably
Put the
good to
gun
put the
away.
safety on
Lock
the
it.
gun.
Have you guys seen the Shane Gillis sketch?
No.
Where they have a
Oh, they're
having
having a dinner party.
and he's like, I'm gonna go off
He's
to
an
bed.
ex-cop.
You guys,
He's a cop.
you guys take you keep him fun. Don't worry about me. And he's like, all right. And he kisses his wife goodbye. And then he goes off to bed, and they keep hanging out downstairs. And then he comes down, and they're like, hey man, and he's like, no, he's asleep.
sleepwalking.
He's asleep, and he's like walks around, and then he like takes out a gun. They're like, whoa! And then he like acts like he's gonna. They're like, no, and everything he's doing is
This is
sleepwalking.
this.
It's hilarious.
Dude,
It's
the sleepwalking scene in
It's
Step
exactly
Brothers.
this.
Yes.
The sleepwalking scene in Step Brothers,
Oh.
where they bring the entire Christmas
pillows in
tree
the oven.
in the room, is maybe the greatest thing I've ever seen. It is
Do you guys sleepwalk?
No,
I don't think I ever
Do you
have.
sleep talk? Do you
I don't.
talk in your sleep?
No,
This is an Ashcraft question.
that is an Andy Ashcraft. It's no, I might. I know I snore. Are you kidding
snore.
me?
Are you kidding me? I'm the
But
worst.
like anytime something's out of place, right? Like you will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're like,
Mike,
go. You
we'll
either-
see a movie where somebody like breaks into somebody's office or whatever, and they move something out of place, and they're like, the person's gonna notice it and realize someone's there. But the amount of times somebody, like, if you sleepwalk and you wake up,
Where are my glasses?
yes, and for some reason your remote is in the kitchen, you must either be like, someone's here to kill me,
Or I sleep.
yes, the
So-
amount of questions.
But if you live alone, you must be like,
Haunted.
I am haunted. I am
Yes,
haunted.
right.
So that would be a great series. Like
I wonder
the
if Karen
Ghosts
Ron-
or Sleepwalker.
Right. I wonder if that's why Rontowski believes in ghosts so hard.
sure,
White Walker or Sleepwalker. All right, here we go.
White Walker.
So I'm not going to tell you where this is from because we get to play
whose home state?
Whose Home State is this thing from? Okay.
Oh, nice.
So a man,
no.
a
You're
man,
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
a man from blank
So it's either Wisconsin, Illinois,
or Missouri
Great.
has been arrested. Why is he being arrested? Like, I have questions about why he's being. Maybe just
Well, they don't believe his story. maybe?
Unsafe.
Yeah, I mean, that is
gun-
pretty
Weird.
poor gun ownership.
Weird that you would arrest this guy and not someone who parked illegally in your driveway.
Agreed.
Right.
This is
It's
not
not
England.
in Manchester.
This
This
is not
much
England,
we know.
right?
Okay.
Exactly. This is the United States. Has been arrested after accidentally shooting himself during a nightmare. Bad dreams can be an awful thing. Thanks a lot.
Is that a?
Thanks for that.
That
trying
sounds
to
like
be-
a Def Leppard
Yeah.
lyric.
What's that editor's note? I think we just need something in it says like
Talk about
bad dreams can be bad.
I'm reading this. I'm reading this opening paragraph, and I'm like asking
Say the
myself:
sentence
are
again.
bad dreams good for you? Answer the
Say
question.
the sentence again.
A man from blank.
No,
I
the
almost
bad
said
dreams
it,
part.
has been arrested after actually shooting himself by a nightmare. Bad dreams can be an awful thing, especially.
Doesn't that sound like a '90s
That's a
song
quote.
lyric?
I said it. Def Leppard.
Oh,
lyric.
you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Bad
That's a
dreams can
quote.
be an awful thing, especially
That's
when
Sade right there. baby.
especially when they appear to be incredibly realistic. Yeah, most dreams appear to be realistic,
Yeah,
don't they?
That's so when you dream and you
And you
it's-
wake up and
it's
you're like,
your-
that-
It's your body still being asleep and your brain convincing you that it's actually happening.
Right.
If you've never been chased through your house by a psychotic madman in the dream world and woken up in a puddle of sweat, who is writing this?
Right.
God, it
Then
is the worst
maybe
when
you-
Then you're my mother-in-law who doesn't believe me. What? What?
Reverse mortgages can be a bad thing. This guy's just letting it out.
$10 on black, please.
I don't even know. It could be a man or a woman writing this.
Sure, yeah.
Then maybe you can't relate to what this one man has gone through. I love
No,
it.
I cannot.
No.
On so
Exactly.
many levels. You, my friend from Mosinee, Wisconsin. That's what I'm going to guess.
Yeah,
He's from
okay.
central Wisconsin.
Okay. On the night of April 10th, and I'm not going to tell you how old this guy is,
Right
Mark
before taxes.
Mark DeCara. Mark
Oh.
He
DeCara.
is his own cologne.
Spritz a little DeCara on. It's like you're in a dream world.
Wasn't he the host of Studs?
That's Mark DeCarlo.
Okay.
Mark DeCara was dreaming of a burglar breaking into his home. During the awful dream, he grabbed a .357 Magnum revolver, which, why is it by your bedside?
Yeah.
And
Although, I started out by saying that too. There is a world in which he goes, opens the gun safe, takes the trigger lock off, loads the gun. Like, there's
All
no
in his sleep.
There's no
So
limit
we'll
to how far
see.
he can go.
I don't
All
know
in
if they
his
get into
sleep.
that. Okay. And fired a shot into the darkness before a pain in his leg woke him up into an empty room.
Firing a shot into
Leg.
the darkness, also Def Leppard lyric.
I feel like that could be a 90s lyric. Shot in the darkness.
Fire a shot into the darkness.
Shot in the darkness and your legs lame.
Yeah.
Mark DeCara accidentally shot himself, and there's
In the leg.
right. It turns out there was no home invasion, and the pain was due to
No home invasion?
No homo.
Hey, dude, I'm going to give you a hug. No home invasion.
By the way, No Home Invasion could be a Twisted Sister album.
And a sex act. And a gay sex act.
There you go. No
It's
Home
a,
Invasion.
It's a TikTok.
That's right.
It's a meme, yes.
Where you don't penetrate. No home
So
invasion.
he mistakenly shooting
kissing, just
himself.
kissing.
I know. In his dreamlike state, the man was quickly rushed to the hospital once police arrived to find him losing a significant amount of blood. However, trouble would brew when investigators discovered that he used a revolver. Trouble would brew. That's another one.
What am I, Josh Adam Myers? I'm talking to you. You're talking to me. Everybody say, trouble will brew.
All right. Without a state-mandated firearm owner's identification card.
Oh, it was an unregistered
Oh.
weapon?
You need that card.
Look, here's the problem. We're fine with you sleepwalking. We're fine with you shooting into the darkness. Sure. But you don't have a license.
Right.
DeCara's LinkedIn profile states that he is a
License to shoot.
semi-retired attorney who is licensed to practice law in 2 states. According to deputies, they found DeCara bleeding profusely from
The great
his
thing
leg.
is, because we're all from, it could be 2 of our home
Right,
states.
absolutely.
It could be
Could
where
be
it
any of
happened,
these
and we
states.
could share
Missouri
this
and
guy.
Illinois are the bi-state areas.
Yes.
So there you go. And Wisconsin and
Wisconsin,
Illinois
yes.
act like
Illinois,
they share a
could be
lot of
either
stuff.
one.
Yes.
Right.
See how I'm making it more difficult on you guys?
Oh, I know exactly where this
Was
is.
was he his own lawyer? That would just make
That
this
could-
the best.
Dan is thinking this happened in the Wisconsin
I know exactly
Dells.
where this happened.
Okay, so-
I'm just a
Dells.
Drakari lawyer.
Dick Hari, bleeding profusely from his leg, and then they applied a tourniquet to help bring it under control before sending him off to the hospital for
Do
treatment.
you think he was still dreaming after he shot himself? He got me! That son of a bitch! Oh, wait, I have a gun too!
I got me. Thankfully, nobody was harmed by the stray bullet. Wait, is someone else in the room?
He was also
armed.
Yeah,
harmed.
we need to be a little more
Both
specific.
when it passed through his legs
Oh.
and then being lodged in his bedding. How strong is your bedding to catch a bullet?
Wow.
Well,
what
the
a
leg's
weird
going to slow it down
angle.
quite a bit.
Like,
Look.
did he stand up, fall down, and then
I
shoot
think he
his
laid
pillow?
down, shot himself in the leg.
This
He's all in
is-
his
I
bed.
think he was like this and was like, oh, who's there? Pew! And he just shot himself.
Oh,
Oh,
horrible.
okay.
Horrible.
Look, that's a high thread count. It's going to catch a bullet.
Hello, 3 points.
That's all right. Okay. The
This
authorities.
is when we need a Domian to do
That's
the My
right.
Pillow guy.
I don't know. The authorities quickly concluded that no home invasion ever took place, but the man was subsequently believed to have violated state. The elderly man did not have a license, even though he previously owned an identification card, but it had been revoked. Oh, however, officials
Because he's
have
a psycho.
officials have yet
shoots.
to
If you're having night
confirm-
terrors, don't even no swords, don't have anything
No.
like weapon,
Slingshot,
nothing in
nothing.
your house if you have
We
night
even have a
terrors.
sling box.
The state's attorney office did go on to announce that they would be attempting to charge DeCara for possession of a gun without a valid firearm identification card. He was also charged with reckless discharge of a firearm. The elderly man appeared in court after posting how much bond due to his nightmare blunder. How much was the bond?
Oh, $100.
$100? What do you-
$5,000.
What do you think?
2,000.
Get your answers in, townies. The bond was $150,000. That is
Whoa!
And he
Oh.
posted it?
He posted. He's an attorney.
Yeah,
They must have
He's 10%.
really disliked this
Oh
guy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
he's
this
seen
is-
this judge before.
Right.
Because
That,
of
I think
being
the judge and
yeah.
the cops all knew him, and they
Yeah.
were like,
Fuck
this
this
guy
guy.
cheats at pickleball.
Maybe
Fuck this
that's
guy.
right. So this is what they said.
So-
Quote, we've
Cheats at
investigated
pickleball.
accidental or negligent shootings. However, this is the first that we can recall where someone fired a gun because of a dream that they were having. I feel like I'd go easier on this guy because of the dream. Obviously, you don't like that he's got
Sure,
a gun
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Obviously, you don't like that it's not registered with
Loaded
the thing.
next
Hey,
to
you
us.
know what'd be even better than charging him a lot of money? Why don't you make it impossible for him to ever have a gun again?
There you go.
Right. Why don't you just take the gun away?
Yeah,
Take that.
Lake
Yeah.
County Deputy Chief Christopher Covelli, great, told CNN in an email, he won't be sleeping next to his gun again, that's for sure. Did he really say that to CNN?
Also,
And let me tell
what
you
made
something.
You think that?
I think he's wrong. I think
Yeah,
that
I
guy will
agree.
be sleeping with it between his
I think
legs.
he's gonna get another gun to fight the guy in the dream.
This guy's not going to cuddle with a Colt 45, I'll tell you that much.
He's gonna wear a belt.
LAD Bible, that's who's writing this. has
Lad Bible.
Lad Bible
Yeah,
has
yeah.
reached out to the state's attorney's office for comment.
What state?
Okay, so now we're gonna do.
Do we know
two,
his age too?
We don't know his age. So now, how old? How old is?
Semi-retired. That just means he
Elderly
can't get
man.
worse.
that said
Elderly
multiple
man.
times. I'm
Elderly
going to go
man.
78.
Okay, Mark Takara. How old is Mark Takara? What do you think?
What a great
I'm gonna
name.
go 60, 69.
69. What do you think, Jace?
69, dude.
Everything
74.
reminds me of her.
Okay. Get your answers in, townies, because this man, Mark Takara, is 62 years old. That's not elderly.
That's not
not elderly.
That's younger
That's
every year.
close,
Younger
right?
every
No.
year.
Close to us.
That's
No.
why he's semi-retired.
Middle age.
That's a good point,
He's
too.
middle-aged.
Yeah.
For everyone that you know is 124.
Did we say
62
Is the new 48.
well within the age range to still go on any vacation you want
Right.
and do almost any excursion.
Right. You
Right,
don't
right.
need to take the grass out of the area
No.
between the
No.
thing
No.
like you had to do
Okay.
for your
You
mom.
shouldn't even be yelling at your neighbor kids
No.
at
Yeah.
this point. You
Right.
should be fine.
You should be hanging with them youths.
Yes.
How fun is this story? All right,
This
so
is a
we're
good
going to
one.
end
Okay.
this in like one of my favorite games that Dan always plays
Yeah.
that I never
That
get to
applies.
play that I just figured
this
that
is
I
the
get to
first
play.
time.
So, what state did this happen in? Missouri,
Okay.
Illinois,
Right.
or Wisconsin? You each get to get.
You guys
each
go.
get to guess.
You guys go because I'm going to go last. And be
Okay.
right.
What do you think?
I'm going Wisconsin because of my people.
Home state. You
We're
think
done.
Going with-
Dakar's.
I'm going Wisconsin.
You're going
also.
Wisconsin.
It
Oh,
is
interesting.
without a doubt. There was a nugget in that story that gave it away.
Uh-oh.
It is without a doubt Illinois.
Okay.
He
Get your
mentioned
answers in.
Lincoln. He mentioned Lincoln. Is that why?
And I'll tell after.
Get your answers in. It's Illinois.
How
did I chip it up? Wait, how did I do? What did I
Because
do?
in the state of Illinois, you have to have a FOID card to have a gun. That is a firearm owner's identification.
Oh, by name. That
Yeah.
by name. That was
Yes.
it. Right?
That's great. All right, we're going to take a
Yes.
break. Jay, you got the third story. Can you give us just a tiny little tease of what we're going to talk about?
Yes, face recognition used to catch somebody.
Oh, I love it. Technology. Getting us software. We're doing it.
Minority Report.
Minority Report.
Hardware for
Move
a
to the
hard
side there.
arrest.
Swipe left. All right, we'll tell you what we have going on with us when we take another break. Jackie Cation. It's Cation Nation. It's Population Cation. We'll be right back.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. I
that.
love these guys.
Same,
and my
same.
question for everyone, people listening and you guys here, is
here.
what is something you wish as an adult that you'd like to learn? I'm watching my kids and they're learning all the time. They're learning all these new things. But as an adult, you're like, man, I wish I knew how to do that.
Play
Which is
guitar.
it- which is
play
an int-
guitar.
which is-
play guitar.
Yeah, same. But also, that's why I love BetterHelp because it's an opportunity for introspection. Is that
Yeah,
the word?
no,
Did
I
make
mean,
that up?
Growth. It's growth.
Yeah, but to also be like, yeah, what do I love? What do I wonder about? What do I want to do?
So people are out there going like, what does that have to do with therapy? It's interesting because therapy
Some people think of therapy as
As,
like
like, gotta
a way to
solve
solve a
the
crisis.
problems.
Right.
I'm in crisis, and yes, therapy can be great for that, and BetterHelp helps in those ways as well. But also, as you want to sort of discover what direction your life wants to head, what are the ways you want to
BetterHelp's so
grow,
great.
it's a great way to explore within yourself your loves and your interests. And it's, I don't want to say it's self-indulgent, but in some ways, it's a
But that's a
way,
good-
it's a
that can be a
gift to
good
give
thing,
yourself,
yeah.
right?
I use BetterHelp. That's why I love it.
It's
so you
fantastic.
learn about, and more importantly, with BetterHelp, you learn about yourself.
That's
That's
it.
the thing you want to learn about the most. But you can find it out in, hey, I want to learn how to play golf. Hey, I want to learn how to like sail. I want to learn how to.
Speak another language.
There you go. So,
So if
it's-
you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. You can do it
Makes it
anywhere.
easy.
It's designed to be convenient, flexible, suited to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire. You get matched with a licensed therapist. And I've talked about this anytime we talk about BetterHelp because it's a huge thing for me in my therapy journey to have someone that is right for you.
if it's not the right person, you can
Yes,
switch.
That's
It's
what
very
makes
easy.
It so easy. You can rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/DPT today, and you're going to get 10% off your first
It's amazing.
month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/DPT.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show.
In the break, Aaron said that the guy was drunk on Malort.
Aaron, of course, that's a hilarious.
And
that
Jackie
was the
then
other
said-
tell. Is that how you knew it was
And
Illinois?
then Dan said to Jackie,
Have you ever had Malort? She
No,
said
Randy
no.
said, I said, do you drink? And then she said, I do not drink. And I said, this wouldn't count as breaking your sobriety.
It's like it would be like me asking, have you ever drank like motor oil?
No, here it is. If someone's like, hey, you know what this cough syrup needs? Some rubbing alcohol. Malort.
That's not.
Oh,
That's
is that
actually
thinner?
fair. That's
Malort
fair.
fair.
is like, hey, we took all the like third of a glass of everything and then poured it into a Mad Dog
wow.
2020 thing that had been sitting by a dumpster for 3 years, shook it up. There's Malort.
I think I was weaned on that.
Okay, fine.
Malort
All right.
is a special drink.
It's like a
What is it exactly?
spiced-
Wormwood. It's fermented. They did not have to stop
It's
selling
fermented in the
through
bottle.
Prohibition because it claimed to have medicinal properties.
It can
it's
make
like a
you
ginger root.
Yeah, it can make you forget about all your problems.
The slogan is, by the third one, you love us.
no.
I love Malort.
I know you do. I tried it. You made me try it,
Dan,
and I
you
was
made us
like,
take a
Does
shot
it
of
get you where you want to go?
No, it's not
quick?
even that. It's
I
not
was
even
like,
like a
why am I being
rager
punished?
thing. It's just
No?
a very unique Chicago shot. I will say more often than not, if you're having them, you probably are on some sort of internal or external rage.
Right.
But
rage journey.
If you're not doing it as a joke,
part of
if
the
you're
Chicago,
not-
the Chicago handshake, old style, and shot of Malort.
I mean, listen, I
there
love
you
an
go.
old style, but I'm telling you,
I'll
No,
old
there's
style
nothing
all day
wrong
long.
with hating it. There's nothing
I
wrong with
love
loving
me
it.
an old style.
More people tend to hate it.
All right,
Look,
so
we're from St. Louis, and people don't understand that like we like
Emo's Pizza. So
I also like Emo's
I get it.
We get it.
Emo's
fucking
Pizza is
T-Ravs?
very thin, and it's the
So
Give me Emo's Pizza, T-Ravs, and my dad for the weekend. Let's go.
That's
greatest
That's
thing
the
ever.
three things. you
Come
want in
see
life.
us in St. Louis. We'll have
Not
Emo's
my dad,
Pizza
but
with
our
you.
dad.
A dad. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Let me give you
Dan, you would have loved our dad so much.
I
Here's
know,
the
he would
deal.
love me.
We had a Tag-It show at Largo on 9/9 that got canceled because of post. I don't know if you know this, but it was like 120 degrees here in Los Angeles.
Oh.
This will drop way past that
Sure,
point,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like back in the right after Labor Day, it was like so hot.
Yeah.
112 in the valley.
Oh, it was terrible.
insane.
Yeah.
It was terrible, and people didn't want to go out. And I
Right,
think
and they were like, "Why bother?" Let's
why? But just people were like,
And
I,
Largo, I don't know what their AC situation is, but it's an old building.
it's
No,
an
they
old-
I'm
got
gonna be honest with
AC.
you, I thought about this yesterday. I'm not much of a. I have no problem with nudity at all, but I'm not like a home nude person. Some people are like, I'm home, I don't wear clothes.
That's right.
I don't tend to be one of those. I'm usually like
Weird.
a t-shirt, shorts
Yeah, yeah.
person. But the last few days, I have just found myself being like, I'm not wearing anything in this
No.
house.
And by the way, I
Because
won.
my apartment's old and it doesn't have central air, so I'm running off what the air conditioner can do. And that air conditioner is putting up a fucking fight for the past like 2 weeks.
Battling.
That I've just got to the point where I'm like, I'm not.
Jackie's
I'm not wearing
mother-in-law
any
is the
clothes.
same way.
My mother-in-law
Like, don't
constantly
go
knew.
out to the car that way. No.
Tell her to
so
put
funny.
clothes
So
on.
we,
No, we live in Van Nuys, so we have central air.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Christians.
God bless,
You have
like
to.
the way God intended it.
Exactly.
So we had this great show, and it just got, and I felt so bad. I mean, you
Yeah.
never want to
Sure.
see a show get canceled ever. It's terrible.
Sometimes,
But
yeah.
New date?
we have a new date. We're going to do the Largo one on the 28th of October. But
Okay.
on
Ooh,
the
that'll be
10th,
fun.
on the 10th of
Halloween.
October, we are doing at the main room of the Comedy Store, and Tiffany Haddish, Joel Kim Booster, Bobby Lee.
Nice.
Blair Saki. It's
Nice.
going to be a really fun
Maz
show.
Jabrani.
Maz Jabrani. So it is going to be a fun show. We're going
That's
to
October 28th?
that's the 10th in the main room of the Comedy Store, and on the 28th, it's looking like maybe Mulaney and Brett Goldstein, and it's Tag It.
Todd Glass.
It's you've done Tag It.
Well,
Have you
people
done
should
Tag
probably
It?
get their tickets as soon
No.
as they can.
You need to do Tag
I'm
It.
available.
Okay.
All right, we'll
get
get
you
you
on.
on.
Or not.
Yeah, we'll get you on a Tag It
Go
show.
to JackieCation.com.
All right.
Dan
and then the
Thunder, too.
the weekend before that, we're actually going to Vegas. First time we've ever performed
Never
in Vegas.
done a
Oh, really?
weekend in Vegas.
And I
doing-
might come to a guest spot.
Oh,
Yes.
great. We're doing Wise Guys.
We're doing Wise Guys in
Wise
Vegas.
guys, good choice.
I love it.
Off the strip.
Kind of off the strip.
Yeah,
That's-
so more for like
Townie?
Vegas people.
Yeah, Townie Bar. It's awesome.
Where do they put you up? Do you know?
Did you do it?
Close.
Have you done it there?
I've done it.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put you up in
Condo?
like
You're near.
Comedy
you're near
condo?
them.
You're
but
near them
but
in-
in a hotel.
In a hotel, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
Yes,
What,
okay.
what are we, animals?
Maybe I'll
Yeah,
come to a
there's
guest
no
spot.
need to be at an
Guest spot, we go out to
Airbnb.
dinner.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
How far are you from the strip when you do Wise Guys?
Pretty far. It's good. What
Okay.
go get some Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah, knock yourself out. They have really good coffee shops.
We'll also go to one of my favorite
It's,
bars in the country in
they
Vegas called Starboard Tack.
I
I'm
have
so in.
spent so much time in Vegas in the last year that and Ron Vai, who's San Francisco comic,
Yes,
Ron
yeah,
Vai,
yeah.
he moved there during lockdown, and he would come and pick me up. I was over at the Rio at the Comedy
Yeah,
Cellar.
yeah.
Come on over, help me paint it.
Yeah.
It's literally so he would come and pick me up and take me off the strip, and I had the best time.
Oh, I
Off
like
the strip.
Vegas. Vegas is cool, and Dan, I know you love it. And
I'm
so,
very
like,
well versed in
this
that
is our
city.
first time going and doing a weekend
and,
there. We've
and
never-
fill it.
headlining. It's going to be great. Yeah,
So
fill
we
it.
do-
Everybody in Vegas, go.
Yeah, please come because we'd love to come back and make it a regular thing and just keep coming to Vegas because it's
Yeah.
such an easy trip
If
for
I
us. and love it.
drive my ass out there,
you can
come do a guest set,
You will.
Yeah.
and go out to
100%.
dinner,
Yes.
and these people don't sell
Show
out
up.
this room.
Come on. It's
God
going to be
damn it.
Vegas coming out to that one, and then we're going to be, like you said, Flyover Comedy Festival in.
We're doing a
St.
Tag
Louis.
It on Friday night with St. Louis comics from the festival and everyone who's in the festival.
Which you,
Dan
if you're
hopefully will
around,
be around.
I don't know if
Oh,
you're
that's
around that
cool.
night.
I need to call them because if if we can work it out that I'll be there on Friday, obviously
You
I'll
do
see
the
show.
tag it. I think Patton's going to do it. I think Tig's going to do it. So it should be really
That'll be
fun.
great. And then the next day,
We're at the Sheldon Theater. Have you ever
Right.
been to Sheldon in St. Louis? Like 700 seats.
I've
It's a
only
big
been
one.
I've only been to St. Louis once.
all right, so this is a big
Madigan
theater.
says it's the greatest.
It's the
You
greatest.
guys
So
love it.
big theater. It's our hometown. We want to sell it out. So please come see us for that.
Did
And
you guys
then-
like the guy I saw in the St. Louis airport?
Yeah. So
Just a loose guy in the airport.
just
Oh
a
my God.
loose
He was
cannon.
a wild card.
Wild
I don't
card.
want to get into it. Just go look at my Instagram.
Right,
That
there
dude,
you
that was
go.
wild. People get blamed it on St. Louis. I go, hey, it's an airport. That guy could be flying from anywhere. Or
That
going
may
anywhere.
not
We
be
may
his
not. We may not
Right.
claim him.
city.
Right,
We
right.
can't claim him.
Yes.
Right.
And then we're doing our two-man show, which is kind of Berbiglia-esque is the way I would
Born
describe
Identity?
people. The Born Identity. And
BORN.
BORN Identity. And we're doing that in December at the Lyric Hyperion 3 times. And we'll probably try and do it at Sketchfest once. And maybe we can build
You gonna go to
around-
Edinburgh?
So
Or
we're not yet, because I think what we may try and do, we have investors from New York, from the New York Broadway scene, who are interested in like getting this show up potentially
Oh,
to Broadway.
right.
So the thing is, let's do it a couple times and really kind of work out what it is. Do it in San Francisco in January at Sketchfest. Maybe we can build some things around it. Maybe do a live Dumb People Town that weekend or something.
Sure.
Then
That'd be
and
fun.
then potentially take it to New York in Q1 of next
Neat.
year. We'll see.
Neat. Yeah.
So all that is happening. Supersklars.com. Please check that out, and we'll tell you any other great stuff we have going on in TV stuff that you
Jay,
can see.
All right,
hit
here we
us.
go. This was sent in by Leah Wachna. At Leah Wachna. I don't know that she sent it.
No, I don't
Might be a
know.
first
Now
time.
that is Wisconsin.
First-time listener.
Walk.
Leah
Walk.
Wachna. Are the
That does
Wachnas coming over?
Yeah.
Yeah, they make their own bratwurst.
Bob and Cheryl Walkner are here, and we don't have ice.
They're bringing it.
I told him
They
to
know
live
how
by-
to polka, not polka. Polka with an L.
polka.
I'm not playing bridge with them.
He
They
cheats.
Sheep said.
They have eye
because
contact.
she's a mind
They
reader.
have signs. We know they
They
have signs.
talk. They have 3 blinks for when they have different cards. All right. Deputies used facial recognition software to ID suspect who said he was Garth Brooks. Okay.
Wait, Garth
Tom
Brooks
Segura?
for a while
Wow.
said he was another
Chris
person.
Gaines.
Chris Gaines.
Remember
Yeah.
that?
He had an alter
Have you heard
ego.
about what
He
all
did
went
have
down
one.
there?
Please.
That was supposed to be a movie.
The Chris Gaines movie?
Yes. It was supposed to be a movie, and he was supposedly like really crushing it.
Like the Joaquin Phoenix thing where he did a fake character?
Yes, but there was going to be this biopic and all this stuff and all the thing. The movie gets scrapped, but they had already recorded the soundtrack of him doing this character. So he was like,
He was like,
and
"Well,
obviously
just
he
use
wanted
it."
to have his own
Yeah.
sort of Ziggy Stardust, and also at that time, Garth Brooks was like, I mean,
Enormous.
yes,
Biggest,
what
yeah.
Taylor Swift is now almost.
Stadium.
If social
Does he
media
have
had
one of
been
the
around.
big? Does he have one of the biggest country songs of all time?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Low
I mean,
Pla-
he has,
Low
he probably- he has
Places
4 or 5. Friends in Low Places.
Friends in Low Places
enormous.
is
Huge.
That's
Yes.
a crossover
Yes.
hit.
Yeah,
That's
huge.
enormous.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was he spearheaded that whole country is cool, which we're sort of in now again.
Oh,
like
yeah.
main-
Laney Wilson.
mainstream and all that.
yeah.
Anyway,
Ashley McBride.
dumb little
Howard
sideways.
Kramer turned me on to Ashley
Ashley
Yeah?
McBride.
McBride.
That can't be her name.
No.
That can't be her real name.
No.
Nobody
That
would
sounds
do
like
that.
a clothing line.
Right.
I
So
think-
hers-
I would
she has
love-
a great couple of songs.
Or a
I would love to
website
move-
where you cheat on your
Yeah.
spouse.
Is she an Ashley
Just a
McBride?
little.
Oh, right. That's
but just
that
via
website.
text.
Madison.
But it's an
Madison.
emotional affair.
Ashley Madison.
You meet at country western concerts.
Yeah.
I
Not a
would
bad gig.
switch. I would just move the Mick from the front of
Mick
her
Ashley?
name and Mick Ashley Bride.
That is a real estate guy in Atlanta.
Exactly. Big smile.
Yeah.
Cutting down bamboo.
who loves his wife. He loves her. Okay, anyway.
I go shopping with my wife. We pick out clothes together.
I have a character in the new story I'm doing in a Waffle House. This guy, my name's Patrick, and I'll be taking care of you today.
Lots of breath.
Yes, he loves 2 things: the Lord and his wife.
Yes, he does.
Take it
He
out.
loves
All right, okay.
boobs.
This is Knox,
Dana Gould joke.
Knox County. It's not even Knoxville, Tennessee.
No.
Yeah.
But is it Knox? Is Knoxville? Knox County different? Tennessee.
Different.
This is from WVLT Gray News. Deputies with the Knox County Sheriff's Office used facial recognition software to identify a man who told them he was Garth Brooks. All right, so how hard is it? Guys, he might be Garth Brooks. Let's use that high-end technology to make
Exactly.
sure he's not Garth
What
Brooks.
do we know what he was? Why he was arrested?
I don't know.
Well,
I mean, do they have Garth Brooks' phone and it's like, open it?
I just feel like sing the river, dude. Sing the river.
Where are your friends? Where do you have friends? High places, mid places, or low places? I mean, all over. You're not Garth Brooks.
Fine, I'm Kenny
Blame it all
Rogers.
on
Get away
my-
from me.
I showed up in boots, ruined your black tie, ruined your black tie.
First responders were called to a Hobby Lobby in Tennessee after receiving a call about
Garth
an
ain't going.
intoxicated man.
Garth ain't just on his own
There is
political
no
beliefs.
way.
Just on his own political
He did
beliefs.
a drive-through at
he is not
Chick-fil-A
going
and
to
go
a
to
Hobby
Hobby
Lobby.
Lobby.
He's got
It's
people.
Michaels. He's all about Michaels.
He is
okay.
Of course, of course.
Look,
If he needs a glue gun, Michaels.
if you're not working at a Hobby Lobby and you're intoxicated, then you're going to get arrested.
Sure.
Yeah. Like everyone who works there is intoxicated, but this guy.
Yeah.
Right? Why didn't he punch in?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. We need you on yarn.
Okay.
The yarn balls are all over the place.
It's a mess over there.
Take a drink of that Malort
That's the
and get
name
over
of
there.
a cozy mystery.
Wait,
we need you on yarn.
Randy and I worked at Venture in St. Louis
Love
one
Venture.
summer.
I
That
used to
store,
hit Venture
Venture.
all
Of
the
course you
time.
did. And Randy, do you remember what section you were in?
Notions.
Randy was in Notions.
Everything from luggage to greeting cards and shampoo.
If you have a notion,
If you got a notion about it,
go over there.
we'll take care of it.
Aisles 11 through 12.
I
What
didn't
was
know
I
anything
in?
about this.
Outdoor? Was I in outdoor?
Home furnishings.
Home furnishings.
Home furnishings.
You
Okay.
were. I was in home furnishings.
You knew about vases.
Randy and I would we
I hated
taught,
that job
The
so
best
much.
is we taught our friends what the code was to
Pick up
to do
the phone
PA.
and do the PA.
So it wouldn't be us. This is how we knew a friend was in the store. They would get on the PA and hit like 4-8 or whatever it was and be like, I'm lost in here. Help me. Just people just being so funny on that,
Oh my
all
God,
because we
that's
shared
so
that.
So this
Great.
guy's in a Hobby Lobby and he says, "I'm Garth Brooks."
I'm Garth Brooks and I'm wasted. All right. According to the arrest report, I'm not going to tell you how old he is.
Okay.
Truman Wayne Chapman.
That is a.
That's his
Did
real
he-
name.
Did he shoot John Lennon
I think he did.
and like 5 other people?
He shot
Right.
John Lennon and then wrote the book about those killings in Kansas.
TWC.
TWC.
He
Truman.
also jumped out of an airplane with $1 billion.
Yeah,
that's right.
He's DB Cooper as well.
That's right.
Truman Wayne Chapman was outside the store screaming for help. He needed help.
Yeah,
Okay.
he did.
Oh, buddy.
He can't get into the Hobby Lobby. It's a Sunday. They're not open.
And he's not getting his residuals.
That's
Thank
right.
you. The report states that he was
From Alaska.
unsteady on his feet and smelled like alcohol and urine.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
That's the combo.
He was in
There's
trouble.
the problem.
Yeah.
He was in trouble. He needed a bathroom. While the deputies took Chapman outside, he reportedly screamed and shouted profanities while trying to pull himself from their control. Cops love it when you're fighting.
Yep,
the
they do
Right.
love it. They
Right.
do love it.
Always remember, never forget, they're armed.
Yeah.
So,
Sit down when they tell you to sit down.
Yeah,
Be
that's
done
it.
with it.
The deputies had to redirect Chapman's face numerous times to avoid being spit on, according to the report.
This is not what Garth would do.
I know.
No.
Chris Gaines, maybe.
Maybe.
right.
Right. So at one point did they say there was probably a moment where the cops were driving over. They're like, I wonder if this is Garth.
What if this is Garth
What if
Brooks?
it's
What if
him?
it's actually
We
Garth
should
Brooks?
send more people over to him. I'm gonna bring my album and see if he signs it.
Someone brought something to be signed.
A shirt.
Right?
Unofficial biography.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Chapman had an outstanding arrest warrant for another county. It's a short story. We don't know a lot
Sure.
about this story, but we're
What's
gonna
the story through?
we're gonna end on this.
Okay.
How old is Truman Wayne Chapman?
Garth
How old is
Truman
Garth
Wayne
Brooks?
Chapman
Garth Brooks.
How
How
old
old
is
is Garth
Garth
Brooks?
Brooks got to be like 54
Five,
right
right?
now.
54, 55.
I'm
No,
gonna say
older than that.
60.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Garth Brooks is probably 62
Hey Siri,
years
how
old.
old is Garth Brooks?
All right, so 62.
62 years old.
55.
62.
62? I nailed it. Hey!
Nice work.
I said 60. So
Chris Gaines is 54.
Half of his age plus 7. That's what Chris Gaines says.
this man is drunk at a Hobby Lobby.
Urine on the
Urine
pen.
And, I bet you he's not 62. I'm going to say that guy's 47 years old.
47 years old. Truman Wayne
I'm going to say 37.
Chapman. 37.
47, 37. I'm going to go 52.
One of you is exactly right.
Oh! Are you going to stay?
37?
I'm going to. So
I might
said-
go 37.
You're going to jump to
I'm
me?
going to go
Okay.
47.
Okay.
You're jumping to 47.
Yes.
I'm jumping to 37.
You're jumping to 37. What are you doing?
He's
I'm
staying.
going to.
You want to jump?
I'm gonna jump to 52.
It ain't me. He went too fast. Come on. I want you
I'm
to
gonna
win
jump
this.
to 47.
Okay.
2 47s, and I went back to
You went to
37.
I hope
my-
I didn't talk you off of it.
No.
He was just so quick on that.
Okay. before get your answers in, Townie. Shout at your ham radios.
JackieCation.com.
Go see
Daniel
Jackie on the East Coast. She's going to be at a bunch of great places,
Yes.
including up in Maine.
Right.
Go see Daniel. Please go see Daniel every
Yes.
Wednesday. This
Yeah, if you're in LA, come on,
First
let's
Wednesday
do
of
it.
the
First
month.
way, overshare. Come and overshare something. Jackie's going to do the show. Rand and I are going to do that show as well. Come see us in Vegas. Come see us. Dan will do a guest set in those shows. Come see us. Come see us at the Comedy Store together.
And then you should know this, is that I one time walked out of a bar, drinking a beer at bar time, and there were cops in the parking lot to make sure nobody drove drunk.
Sure.
And I walked up to one of the cop cars, finished my beer, crushed the can,
No.
They did.
put it on the cop car.
No way.
Yep.
That
And
is so
because-
ballsy.
Right.
Oh my
as I was a 19-year-old white woman, the cop said, pick it up.
No, no
And that was the end of that.
And that was the end
That
of
was
it.
the end of that.
And then
I
did
did
you
pick
go
it
to
up.
drive home?
No, I was walking. It was college.
Okay.
Ah.
So,
Thank God.
Oh, my
Here,
Lord.
you're like, here, you
Yeah,
take
and then
yeah.
I wasn't killed, you guys.
You know
That's
what we
right.
call that?
So
still here.
institutionalized racism
That's
is
right.
real.
That's right.
Literally the audacity of hope. Okay.
Wait, Def Leppard?
That's a Def Leppard song.
Okay, here we go.
All right, take us home. Get us out.
Truman, Wayne,
47s?
Chapman, 47, 47, you
30,
switched to 37,
37.
is 47 years old. You were right. You were not right. You were right.
I
You
bailed.
didn't trust
Initially,
yourself.
you gave us
Trusted.
the opportunity
That's
to
it.
do that. All
Good
right,
for
I
you.
love it. Cation Nation, Population Cation. It's Dumb People Town. We love you guys. And oh, snap, we got to get back to work.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.